Tana i ngā reo i ngā kārangaranga maha o te motu, tēnā koutou, kia ora nō tātou katoa, kia ora. I'm George Ngatai and this is Ngatai Live. It's actually great to be back in the studio after the last 3 reports, of course, coming to you from somewhere around the motu. I had a good opportunity to go home over the weekend and catch up with whānau. We had a few whānau gatherings and unveiling or 2. Actually, it was 7. But that was an awesome opportunity to catch up with whānau on such a beautiful occasion as it was, not only the occasion itself, but also the weather. Well, coming up tonight, of course, I was asked the question a couple of days ago while I was down the line, am I full Māori? And of course I thought, well, yeah, I am actually. That's what I was thinking. So normally when people ask me that type of a question, I respond with a question and I said, well, are you full European? And they said, well, yes. I said, so are you really, really, really from England? And they said, well, yes, you are. Well, I went digging, found a story around DNA, and that identifies where people really are from. Let's take a look at that story.
I'm proud to be English. My family have served and we've defended this country and we've been to war for this country.
I'm really patriotic about Bangladesh.
Well, I am 100% Icelandic, yeah, definitely.
This is a Kurdish wedding with my mom in the traditional Kurdish clothes.
We're just proud black, so that's it.
Yeah, I think we are probably the best country in the world, if I'm honest.
Think about other countries and other nationalities in the world. Are there any that you don't feel you get on with well or you won't like particularly?
Germany. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Germans.
You might think they're a little bit...
Particularly India and Pakistan, probably because of the whole, the conflict.
Because I have this side of me that's like, that hates Turkish people. Not people, but the government.
But French?
No. We're just the best, it's just fact.
I'm more important than you. I don't know you, but in my opinion, I am strong and I am more important than a lot of people.
How would you feel about taking a journey based on your DNA?
Yeah, I feel very intrigued.
What could you possibly tell me that I don't know?
So do you know how DNA works? So you get half from mum and half from dad, so 50% from each of them, and they get 50% from their parents, and back and back and back. And all those little bits of your ancestor, they filter down to make you. I need you to spit in this tube for me. You spit up to the little black line.
That's a lot of spit.
Right, the story of you is in that tube. What's it going to tell me?
It's going to be, oh yeah, you're French, and wait, your grandparents are French, and wait.
100% Bengali.
Solid Iraqi.
I'm Cuban.
You're going to tell me that I'm English, like I've told you.
Jay, can you come down and join us?
I'm a little bit nervous, I have to say.
So you ready to find out your results? Will you read it out to us, please?
Wow, look at me.
Oh my God. Oh, wow. Shit, I didn't expect that.
All of them.
Whoa! No.
Caucasus, which was Turkish?
Yeah.
Eastern Europe, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Greece.
I'm 32% British.
What?
Great Britain, 30%. Can we... 5% German.
I'm Irish.
Yeah.
So I'm a Muslim Jew.
Great Britain, 11%. Are you sure these results are mine?
Eastern Europe? Seriously?
Iceland has definitely moved closer to Europe now.
I'm gonna go a bit far right now, but this should be compulsory. There would be no such thing as like extremism in the world if people knew their heritage like that. Like, who would be stupid enough to think of such thing as like a pure race?
In a way, we're all kind of cousins, in a broad sense. In a much more direct sense, you have a cousin in this room. Turn around and guess who it is. Wash,
Yeah. What's up?
why don't you come down here and meet your cousin?
God, this is the
Did you know that?
I didn't know I did. This is like, my heart's pounding right now, I swear to God. We met. I'm Jay from everywhere, but every to this. I'm a real man of the world.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you.
So would you like to travel to all of these places?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that was interesting. So am I really from Whakatane? I say yes, I am. And I'm not going to take a DNA test, not today anyway. Do we spend a lot of our time on small things, or do we spend a lot of our time on things to do with family, jobs, work, big or small things? Well, here's a story that talks about what we do with our time. Let's take a look.
Good afternoon, everyone. We all have this one life to live. A fleeting shadow amongst all that exists in this vast universe. We have the ability to accomplish anything, truly anything, if we use our time wisely. Is this jar full? Yes. And is it full now? Yes. And how about now? Is the jar full now? Yeah, it is. Now, I want you to recognize that this jar represents your life. Golf balls are the important things: your family, your friends, your health, and your passions. The pebbles are the other important things: your car, your job, your home. And the sand is everything else. It's just the small stuff. Now, if you put the sand in the jar first, you won't have room for the pebbles or the golf balls. And the same is true in life. If you spend all your energy and your time on the small stuff, you won't have time for all the really important things that matter to you. Pay attention to the things that are critical to your happiness. Take care of the golf balls first, the really important things. Set your priorities, because everything else is just sand. Yes?
Professor, what does the beer represent?
I'm glad you asked. It goes to show that no matter how full your life may seem to be, there's always room for a couple of beers with a friend.
Well, that story had me all the way until the end when he talked about alcohol. Anyway, that's my choice not to actually drink, but it may not be yours. And of course, you get to see the difference between a full jar or an empty jar, or a half full, half empty jar. You've got to make that decision. Around about 8 years ago, of course, I weighed around about 240 kgs. Now that's 24 bags of 10 kg potatoes, which can feed a lot of people at a marae. But over that time, I had a stomach operation, I lost all the weight, and I'm just over 100 kgs, in fact 101 kgs today. An American lady who is probably a bit bigger than your normal dancer has decided to set up her own dance school, and as big as she is, she's finding many other people are wanting to join.
So I flew to Los Angeles to be in a music video with Beyonce, and while I was there, I wanted to get representation from a dance agency so that I can book more jobs. And no one will represent me because of my size. I want to be the pioneer for plus size women. My name is Akira Armstrong and I'm the founder of Pretty Big Movement. Pretty Big Movement is a full-figure dance company and Pretty Big is my baby. I eat, sleep, and breathe Pretty Big. 1, 2, and boom, boom. When people think about the stereotypical dancer's body, they think very thin, tall, long legs, long arms, and swing. Growing up in a dance environment, I did feel like my body was a negative. I couldn't fit costumes. My costume was always different from everyone else's. I wanted to wear my stomach out. I have never been able to wear my stomach out, ever. Family members, used to make fun of me, and it was frustrating. I was already a professional dancer already, and that's when I flew to Los Angeles. I kind of got like the side eye, like who's this girl? Like she doesn't really belong. People were sitting behind the desk, but like, what do we do with her? People look at you and they already judge you based on your size. She's not gonna be able to do the job without even giving you a chance to really prove yourself. I felt discouraged. Is it worth the heartache? Is it worth the trenches and the challenges? Is it really worth it? I think when people doubt you in those moments where you want to give up, you think back and you really reflect and you're like, no, I have a purpose. With all the frustrations and going on auditions and getting told no, I wanted to create a platform for other plus size women to feel comfortable. It was really, really, really challenging at first because I was like, is there any big girls in New York City that can dance? 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. I started with auditions. The first rehearsal was just trying to get the trenches, what looks good, what doesn't look good, so we don't look like we're amateurs, like you look like you know what we're doing when we perform. When they see us perform, I want them to be inspired. I want them to feel like if they came in the room thinking that these big girls ain't really gonna do it, I want them to leave like, I was blown away. The little girl who's watching like, hey, look, Mom, look, I can do that too. Look at these big girls up there with afros on. Since creating Pretty Big, I have become more confident. I have my good days, I have my bad days where I'm like, should I put on a girdle or not? You would never get me in a unitard 5 years ago. Absolutely not. But now I'm like, I can put on a unitard, so what? It's about uplifting and empowering women to feel like they can be confident to do anything, not just dance.
Now there were a few moves in there which you thought, oh my gosh, is this big girl going to actually make those moves too?